Welcome back. Amazon may not be the bargain you thought it was. An investigation by the Sunday Times in the UK shows that Amazon may actually not have the best deals online. This comes as Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos tries to make nice with President-elect Donald Trump. I want to bring in Jonathan Hoenig, founder of thecapitalistpig.com and a Fox News contributor. Jonathan, good to see you. So
Great to be with you, Maria.
Let's talk about the deals. No evidence that retailers or Amazon are actually acting illegally, but it does hurt, you know, the whole perception that here's where you're going to get the best deals as we're entering the holiday sales season kickoff.
Well, Amazon is a marketplace, and, you know, it's all about trade, Maria. It's where you can go to shop for goods, services worldwide, IP even. So I don't think Amazon ever, its value proposition is that you always get the best deal, but consumers shop around. That's what they do. That's what makes Amazon so great, is that you're able to trade and shop with not just people at your local store, but literally sellers all over the world. So Amazon might not always have the best deals, but this has been an amazing stock, an amazing American success story, and I think it's going to do very well this holiday season.
You always get the best deals on Amazon, right, Tegan?
Yeah,
you're a big Amazon
I don't
girl.
even look for deals. I just reorder.
But you just like Amazon.
Laundry detergent. Jonathan, there was one day last week in particular that Amazon stock got taken to the woodshed, in part because of concerns about the new Trump presidency, what he would do on trade, also the at times contentious relationship with Jeff Bezos, although Bezos tweeted nice at Trump last week after the fact. But is that a concern if you're an investor? Do you worry about what's coming out of Washington when you're picking individual stocks like Amazon?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Dagan, as you said, I mean, Amazon, one of the world's biggest companies, fell precipitously after Trump was elected. I think it was specifically because Trump was elected. Because, as I said, Amazon is all about trade. And Trump, at least up to this point, has been specifically anti-trade. It's one of the things he ran on, Dagan. I mean, he has likened trade to rape. So I think, unfortunately, the biggest threat to Amazon right now isn't a weak Santa Claus sale, but I think it's the president-elect of the United States and his views on trade.
He did make, I'll say, I'll add this. He said that there were at one point antitrust concerns about Amazon, but as the President of the United States, he is going to learn that you should not talk about individual stocks. In fact, you shouldn't talk about the stock market.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he would.
All presidents learn that lesson the hard way.
And we remember what he said about the AT&T Time Warner deal, right?
Right.
That he's not going to approve it. So we're remembering all the stuff he said about individual companies and stocks.
And that's the thing I think you have to keep in mind, guys, is that, you know, it's the difference between economic and political power. Amazon wins through economic power. They trade. That's why people love it. That's why they've been so successful. The president, the government, is the power of the gun. So now that President-elect Trump is in the position of being a president-elect, he's in the position of government, he has to be extraordinarily careful with what he says, because he's not speaking from a trade perspective, he's speaking from a gun perspective. That's what the government is, and that's why Amazon and any other company that relies on trade could be in very big trouble under a Trump administration.
One of the most important things that we're kind of tiptoeing around, especially when it comes to Amazon, is that it is such a critical company for this country. It is the internet backbone with their Amazon Web Services. One of the strongest assets that they have is that platform, because every mobile app uses their infrastructure. If we wanted to start our own app company, we would use Amazon Web Services. So I think they are employing the future of this country, especially because they're going to be focusing on the trade that you're talking about, but they're also going to be focusing on those HB1 visas that they need to get those engineers to continue to develop the technology for the company to thrive, but also the country, because we do need this talent coming in. And I think one of the strongest things that happened last week was Peter Thiel was named to the transition team, because he will help focus on that, because he is a Silicon Valley insider, although they treat him as an outsider. So I think there are certain things that are happening around Amazon behind the scenes too when it comes to policies like that. What do you make of those policies?
You know, Amazon has been all about innovation. I mean, I'm old enough to remember, some of us are, when Amazon's big claim to fame was that it was the world's biggest bookstore. You don't hear so much about that. It hasn't stopped innovating since day one. And, you know, we talk about marketplaces and the value of marketplace. Just look at the difference between Amazon's marketplace, which is basically free, and the government-controlled Obamacare marketplace. They call it a marketplace, which is falling apart. So I think that your point is right on. Amazon has not stopped innovating. Now in the whole cloud, they're kicking kicking butt. And all government should do is stay out of their way, President-elect Trump especially.
Jonathan, I'm old enough to remember when I started working as a journalist, our computers weren't networked. So thanks for that memory.
Right. I don't believe that, Dagan.
That's true.
Well, then there's the Washington Post. I wonder how they're going to get along there, since the Washington Post was so adamant about putting, 20 reporters just on Trump and no extra reporters on Hillary Clinton during the campaign. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post.
Yeah, I mean, I think another real area of concern for investors, and I mean, I don't want to be too hyperbolic here, Maria, but for Americans as well. I mean, the right to trade and the right to speak are inherent in the right to Americanism, so Trump should understand that.
All right, we will leave it there. Jonathan Hoenig, good to see you, sir. Thank you so much.